Hey yo, what's up? It's Stu Funkus, and this is the cheapest gas station in my area. And so we finna see what some people think about these gas prices and my itchy left butt cheek. Let's go. Rising gas prices, a problem? For you, maybe. I love it when the gas prices get high. I love sitting there watching my money go down into my car's gas tank because I love just sitting there admiring all her fur and sensualities. I don't know about you guys.
So every day, what I do is I go down to my local gas station and I get a bunch of pumps of the lemon flavored syrup, and then I put Sprite on top. No ice. It's a little drink that I drink all the time called pee, all right? You don't understand. Okay, so technically, it's more of a convenience store because not everybody's gonna come here for gasoline, as y'all say, okay?
Gas prices? Dude, I don't even have a car, dog. I don't care about gas prices, all right? Yeah, the gas prices are concerning to me. I mean, luckily I've got this car here, so, it's not really going to be too expensive. One of my favorite things to do when I go to the gas station is leave a really big number for the next guy. So that way they know that the person who was there before them is more of a man than they are.
Bro, I see you here all the time. Do you work here?
Do I work here? No, I don't work here. Okay, look, I spend a lot of time here. I know where everything's at. But no, I don't work here. I don't work anywhere, all right? Why are you asking?
And while we're at it, the rest of the world calls it petrol because it's petroleum. And so I believe that we should just call it what it is and just say petroleum instead of gasoline.
I mean, the most that I've ever paid to fill up this car was like $30, and then once you get a full tank with it, it gets about like 600 or so miles. It's not bad at all. What's in this cup?
Oh, it's just pee. Do you want some pee? Here, come, drink the pee. Drink my pee. Come on.
My philosophy is that the more money you spend, the more of a man you are.
So if you don't work here or have a job, then how did you afford these donuts?
How did I pay for this donut? Don't ask me. You know what? You keep on asking. Fine. You want to know?
Yeah.
I stole it. I stole all these donuts, okay?
Dude, no.
I steal the donuts from here.
Whoa!
Shit, now they're on to me.
Drinking water? Get that trash out of my face. How many times do I have to tell you? Pee is my favorite for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I love pee! And while we're at it, it's lazy to call them all cars because not everybody drives a car. Some people drive trucks and vans. So I think that we should call them automobiles, or if you want to shorten them, mobiles. Dude, there's somebody here who's trying to get people to drink this pee. Let's go somewhere else and talk about this car, all right? Because I don't think this is too safe. As the good Lord intended.
But first, I wanted to stop and say right quick, thank y'all for the support that you showed me on the first video. Listen, I am an unprofessional unk. I am not a mechanic. I am not a turbo car expert or anything like that. I am not an expert at recording, nor am I an expert at video editing. But y'all still supported me up to 6,500 views at the time of me recording this and 100 subscribers, all right? Thank you so much, meaning that I'm probably doing something right. And if you like what I'm doing, if you like the humor, or if you see potential in me, drop a subscribe, all right? I really appreciate that. Drop a like on the video. Or if I didn't do anything correct, or if I say something incorrect, please correct me in the comments. I will try to cite all of my sources in this video as much as I can. Thank you very much. Anyway, back to it.
This is a Hyundai Ioniq. Oh my god, it is so freaking hot outside. I am sizzling. This is a 2018 Hyundai Ioniq Hybrid Limited, which is the highest trim level of a car that you've probably not heard of.
It is also pretty freaking
difficult to Google. I mean, here, just go on and try to Google Hyundai Ioniq, all right? You're gonna get the Hyundai Ioniq 6, the 5, the 7, the 9, the 6.9. But you wanna try to find the hybrid, you gotta specifically say the hybrid. They only made these things from 2017 to 2022 when they discontinued them to focus on the electric. So they don't even want to identify the fact that there's a plug-in hybrid, and then there's the standard hybrid, which is this car right here that I'm going to introduce to you today. But first, let's get into some nerdy talk here and talk about, oh my god, it is still so hot. But first, let's talk about what this car is rocking underneath the hood, as well as what you're really dealing with when you have this car. Okay, so look, I'll go on and burst your bubble. If you thought that I was going to pop the hood and there was going to be something really cool like a fusion reactor or a cold fusion storage system or something like that under here, no, you're not going to get that, all right? This is an average commuter car. Its function overlooking stylish, except for the gigantic hunk of plastic right there that looks like Nicki Minaj's butt cheeks, all right? Anyway, let me tell you about it. So this is a Kappa 1.6 gasoline engine. Oh, that's really slow. Oh God, only 100. Well, guess what? We have an electric motor right here, bringing you up to what seems to be the standard par for most sedans nowadays, which is about 130 horsepower. A little bit more than that, actually. Anyway, I looked, I searched, and I tried to find online common issues or recurring problems with this engine. Every single issue that I found on GetUsedEngine.com, Motor Reviewer, Ioniq, and the Hyundai forums all comes from lack of maintenance, using bad gasoline, or just somebody who buys the car from somebody else who didn't do the maintenance. It turns out this thing is actually pretty reliable. You can get easily up to 100,000 miles out of this engine.
Over. I meant over, okay? I know 100,000 miles doesn't really mean long living engine or anything like that. I meant to say over 100,000 miles. Hell, here's a taxi company in Singapore that bought a bunch of these things in 2019, still drive them today, because here is a Facebook post from a driver who somehow managed to get more than 560,000 Freedom Burger units out of his car. Sure, his transmission is a little bit sloppy, but from reading the comments on that Facebook post, they don't do transmission maintenance on these things, and they drive them hard every single day. Anyway.
Now, while the engine in this car is not really all that exciting, the transmission is where things get a little bit funky, all right? So typically with a sedan like this nowadays, you're gonna be rocking with a CVT. A CVT, it's not fast. It's all about being efficient. If it's a Nissan one, it's about exploding after 80,000 miles.
My nigga, you just got roasted. Yeah. My nigga, you just got roasted.
With this car, you're getting a dual clutch transmission. Now, all you gearheads out there and all you people who are in the minority of car people who actually know the difference between an ECVT, a CVT, a DCT, and an EDP, y'all will know that a freaking dual clutch transmission in a commuter car, what do they think it's a race car? No, they definitely don't think that this thing's gonna go fast. The whole reason that there's a dual clutch transmission in this car is because it shifts really smooth.
Okay, so look, I gotta admit, I was about to say something really incorrect here. Dual clutch transmissions are much more common than I think because they are more efficient than automatics. They shift faster and smoother than automatics, and they're overall just kind of more comfortable, I think. All right, yeah, they're becoming more common and more reliable. Do you have anything to say about that? You don't even know anything about cars. You just spent the past 15 minutes licking your butthole.
Yeah, whatever, cool, Mr. Gas and Gears, Grease Monkey, whatever you say. Yeah, you get in car, you step on gas pedal, engine, foot, go boom, boom. Why should I care about this car? All right, so I got 4 reasons why you probably are going to want one of these cars, and then I'm going to tell you about my own personal experience with this one. Reason number 1 is because it is harder than what you would expect to get a Prius. Reason why I say that is because right now, gasoline is expensive. It's the year of our Lord 2026. The cat is out of the bag when it comes down to how great the Prius is. Everybody knows that if you want something reliable, if you want something that's going to be very economical for both insurance and gas, and you're getting it, the Prius. So now people have started price gouging these things, all right? I went to Auto Tempest. I did a little bit of scrolling. The cheapest Prius that's kind of comparable to this car that I can find was somewhere around $15,000 or so. The cheapest one of these that I can find on Auto Tempest was somewhere around $9,000, pretty significant. The most expensive model of one of these cars right here to match the stats of this one was somewhere around $19,000. For the Prius, $30,000 for a 2022, 2017 model car. It's crazy. This thing, believe it or not, is also more efficient than a Prius. You see, a Prius of its similar age got somewhere around 56 miles per gallon, which is good.
Pretty good.
This thing, with its replacing some parts of the car with aluminum, including somewhere in the engine and I believe the hood, and all of its little gouging and squeaking, manages to get 58 miles to the gallon. Another reason why I believe that this is such a great car is because of its interior. Now listen, with an MSRP of $23,000 upwards of $28,000, you're not gonna get fancy real grain wood or fancy leather or Alcantara. You're gonna get really cheap, weird plastic rubber blubber sort of material. You're gonna get really cheap lunch table style plastics. You're gonna get this faux leather-ish experience or anything like that. Now listen, most people will look at that and be like, ew, that's so disgusting, that's so poverty and such. But for the average person, the average human being, that is great. Meaning that if I spill something, when the car gets dusty, if it gets dirty, I don't need to get fancy leather wipes. I don't have to white glove my car. I can get Lysol, and just clean stuff off whenever I really need to. And for the people out there who are saying,
oh, well, that tiny little sedan will not fit me and my 2 or 3 kids.
oh yes it can. I am a 6-foot-tall North American who firmly believes that a burger, fries, a beer, and onion rings is a full, delicious, healthy meal that deserves its own spot on the freaking food pyramid, and I still fit back here perfectly fine. I still have knee room. I've still got headroom. Make matters even better, I've got not just 1, but 2 cup holders, and one of the cup holders even perfectly fits in a Walla water bottle and holds the thing in there perfectly fine, which should be the standard nowadays. Everybody's carrying around an aluminum water bottle, but just make it more comfortable. But speaking of comfort, the luxuries don't just stop there. I've got my own air conditioning vent that's positioned at just the right angle for me to take my knee, do this, and position the air vent like this. And would you look at that? A ball chiller in the year of our Lord 2026. The thing that really sets this car apart is the surprising amount of utility that you get from it. Remember how I said the back seat is really roomy? Well, keep in mind, this thing is a hatchback that was made to compete with the Prius in damn near every single way. And one of the ways that I feel like this thing definitely puts up a competition with the Prius is its cargo capacity. Keep in mind, those seats are still set to how I find is comfortable for me to drive as a 6-foot-tall man. All that I've done is laid down the back seat. I can lay back here comfortably. Now, admittedly, if I was gonna car camp in here, I'd probably push that seat forward. But once you push that seat forward, you can easily fit a mattress in here. Not only could you easily fit a mattress in here, you could easily fit lots of groceries, cargo, all kinds of things. And nowadays, in our gig economy, where everybody wants to have everything making them money, this is a perfect car for that. If you do Instacart, if you do Uber, if you do Lyft, or even FedEx, UPS, United States Postal Service, any of those courier jobs, this thing does an amazing job at that. This thing is an ultimate great vehicle if you're using your car to make money. Wow, a bunch of numbers and a bunch of sentences and stuff that people said online and looking around the car. What about practical real life experiences? All right, we'll go on. I'll go on and give you some of those right quick, because this Hyundai Ioniq happens to be my fiance's Hyundai Ioniq, and we've had this now for about 3-4 years. And let me tell you about what life has been like with this thing so far. One thing that we did with this car that absolutely surprised us was a 700-mile round trip from Chattanooga, Tennessee, all the way up to Lexington, Kentucky. Took a shoot on the way back to Bristol, stopped in Gatlinburg, and then came back. Left the car idling all night, all 3 nights that we were in Kentucky, as we slept in the back of this with the air conditioning blazing at a crisp solid 65 degrees Fahrenheit in the 90-degree summer. We spent a grand total of $15 of gas on that entire trip, because on the way back I noticed that we were on about a quarter tank and I wanted to fill up just to be safe. $15 for 700 miles and 3 nights of idling this car. Granted, we did start the trip on a full tank of gas, and a full tank in this car gets you somewhere around 600 miles.
Hey, what's up? It's Stu Funkers from editing here. A little visit from the screw up fairy made me accidentally delete the footage for the last 2 points that I was going to make about this car. Anyway, point number 2 is that this car can jump itself. The fucker can jump itself. Point number 3 is that this car is very good if you're trying to use it for a job. If you're in FedEx AVP, if you do Instacart, if you do Uber, Lyft, anything like that, the car is very easy and very nice to make money with. Speaking of very easy and very nice, I'm going to tell you about how it's like to drive the car.
If I was going to describe the overall driving experience of this car with one sentence, it would be thoughtless in the best way possible. This car, or at least this specific trim level right here, has the automatic climate control where I set a temperature and it just stays at that temperature on its own without me adjusting anything. Yes, that is common amongst vehicles nowadays. This one also has the radar adaptive cruise control. So if I were on the freeway and I put this thing in the cruise control, sure, I'm going to keep one foot on the brake, but the car will manage distances from other cars itself. It also has the active lane keep assist and lane departure warning. So that way the car will try its best to stay within those lanes. Of course, you keep your hands on the steering wheel and remain an active driver. It's not full self-driving, but it's a nice assist. If you've been working all day, you've been driving fares all day, doing batches, delivering packages all day, it's very nice to have gentle driver assist to help keep you on the road and help keep you safe. Another thing is the suspension in this car, as well as the hybrid electric drive, is so nice and so smooth. I've noticed in my own experiences that this car will switch in electric at damn near any speed under about 50 miles per hour and will stay at that speed for about 5-10 minutes at a time. Or if you're driving like I am right now, just inside of a little suburban neighborhood, it's going to stay in electric mode. It's very, very quiet. The suspension is very, very soft, and it's just so nice. It almost doesn't feel like I'm driving around in an economy car right now, but it feels like I'm just floating around in like a little bit of a shuttle or like a cheap hovercraft. It's an overall very, very nice car. It surprises me every single time we drive this thing.
So, Dufunkus, if this car is so great and so amazing, why do I not hear people talking about this thing? Why is it all about the Prius when it comes down to hybrid cars? Well, a couple of reasons. Number one, it's a Hyundai, all right? I'm gonna go on and address the elephant in the room. Hyundai is not generally known for making very reliable or very, very good cars outside of fuel economy up until recently. They've been known for exploding. This car literally came out 2016 in the era of the GDI Theta 2 engine, which shat Hyundai's diaper, alright? So of course this thing is not going to get a whole lot of attention. Number two, Google/searchability. When you look up Hyundai Ioniq, you get all these other different electric variations because they discontinued this one and the plug-in hybrid to focus on the electric ones. Lastly, it's a boring ass everyday car. Most people don't think about it. When you see this thing driving down the road, you won't even remember it by the time you get home. So of course people don't talk about it. And it's nowhere nearly as common as a Civic, a Corolla, a Prius, or anything else that's on everybody's mind when you think of a perfect daily. All in all, this is a very amazing car, and I am so surprised that I don't hear a whole lot of people talking about it. Thank y'all for coming through. Thank y'all for watching this video. This is my second time doing this. As I said earlier, if I said anything wrong, please correct me in the comments. As much as I love yapping and potentially teaching, I love learning more. If you like what you saw, drop a like, drop a comment, drop a subscribe. My other socials are, honestly, all of my socials are Dufunkus. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.